going to guess that you are not using AI to its full potential, and you are also not using it in a way that's preserving your critical thinking. That's going to end today. This is going to be the first in a series of videos where we talk about how to use AI, but without losing your brain. My name is Danielle Ulrich, and I am a 22-year educator from K-12 and now higher education, and I've made it my mission this year to teach teachers about AI to make sure that they're using it without losing their own brains and their critical thinking. Today we're going to talk about NotebookLM, and this is one of my favorite tools to use, especially for education. Today I want to show you how to take something that you have done, all of your work, your thought, and then put it into something that's a lot more readable and understood. So here's a lit review that I wrote for class. We are not going to open it because it's very embarrassing for me at this point because it was a whole semester and a half ago. But I do want to say, this is my work. It's for Millersville, which is where I'm going for my EDD. And I wanted to show you, I know a lot of you have heard about the podcast, but have you heard about the infographics that they are now creating? They're over here on the right. And I actually did one, however many 176 days ago is. This is the one that I did first, and I was just floored by this. I put in my information, my lit review, the thing that I did, the thing that I poured over articles for hours. I used zero AI when I was writing the lit review because that was the task, right? Is to write a literature review. And then I needed to see what would come out because I was really actually kind of curious. And this is what came out to organize visually what I said in my lit review. So I think it's really interesting that I have no idea why there's a gray space. I don't know. But what's interesting is that it broke down all of my major points, my major themes that I found in the literature, and it made it visual, and it was able to consolidate into just apparently 6 different things, which I would never be able to do because I talk too much. The other thing I did earlier today is I wanted to see what it would say as a slideshow, because there's this beta slide deck here. And I was assuming it was just going to come into this really boring white background, black print, and it doesn't. So I did nothing except for click that button, and here is my lit review put into a slideshow. Now, when I presented my lit review in that class, I did not do this. I actually did a poster. And when I presented my information my last semester, I did my own slideshow. However, take a look at the way that this has taken the information from my literature review and put it into a very usable slideshow. It talked about the years, this is my name, the university. It's also including the information on the title. I wanted to show you this slide because look, it actually cites all of the big factors of that doesn't make any sense, Danielle. It cites all of the major players in my lit review. This is kind of interesting. It broke into 3 pillars of AI hesitancy, and those were exactly, I did have a whole theme talk about the trust paradox, where teachers seem to struggle to trust AI, and in order to use it, they have to trust it. But in order to trust it, they have to use it. So there's this paradox where they just can't seem to get, on the wheel. We are very concerned in education about our authority and about us as teachers and making sure that our teacher identity is preserved. And then, of course, and this is the thing that I'm sure you've been seeing everywhere too, what exactly do we need to know about AI in order to grow, to be a different teacher in the age of AI? So this is just an example of a slideshow. And the other thing I want to show you, I actually and the classroom perceptions that I just showed you, I actually had typed in, I want to see an infographic. And then I just, about 41 minutes ago, I clicked on infographic to see what it would come up with. So we're going to see if it's any different from the earlier iteration. It might be exactly, it is different. This is interesting. So again, my strength, if you want to call it that, is writing. I can say things with words. I'm an English teacher. This is what I'm supposed to do. I cannot figure out how to visually represent things, and I definitely would not be able to figure all of this out. This is really fascinating. So what I want you to take away from this video is that I did all the thinking, I did all the work, and then AI, in this case NotebookLM, is helping me to translate it in a way that's going to be accessible for more people. I hope you'll join me for the next one.